Hey there, Chris Falson here, aka the Falsonator. I want to show you some of the process I use in the early stages of songwriting when I'm working with a director or a producer of film or a songwriting collaborator, in the way that I have to actually go back and forwards as we build the song idea. But I also want the aspect, what I'm sending back and forwards, to be sounding pretty good. But what helps me a lot is having a song template in whatever DAW I'm working at the moment. I'm working in Logic, and how a handful of PSP plugins really help expedite my process. So let's get started. First of all, I'm in a song here. Typically when you open your DAW, doesn't matter what it is, it ends up being the last song you worked on. And so now I'm going to go down to new template. I'm going to start a song from a template which I've made previously. And we'll get more of that later. Okay, no, I don't want to save because I didn't touch this song, so we move over. I go to my templates and I go to new song idea. And it opens up. And here we go. So let's just move through this window to show you. Okay, so on every track, what I've done is previous to this, I've built a template based on a typical singer-songwriter style of song. I have a bunch of templates. I have them for scoring, I have them for sound design, I have them for different styles of songs. But this particular song is a singer-songwriter song. And so what I've done is I've created a bunch of tracks that I think I'm going to use in this song. I have a drum part that in Logic, it just comes with a standard little... Okay, I've got a song idea. I think it might be 225. That's what I've been singing to this morning. Yep, okay. Okay, so down from now on, what I've done here, I've got my rough idea, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And the guitars, I think I'm going to play a Martin or a Taylor, possibly a bass part, Telecaster, Epiphone, Wurlitzer, and so forth. So what I've done in every channel, I've placed an EQ and a compressor. In this case, a PSP Neon HR. I've got my own preset here, which I've learned, you'll learn as you go. Certain things sound of a certain way. I don't actually put too much EQ on, and actually I usually don't put any EQ on things I'm recording. But in this case I do because, and I'll show you in a minute, it's messy because I'm going to play acoustic guitar and sing through the same microphone, and it's just my just get this song going kind of concept. And so there's that, and probably more importantly, and I've got this PSP Old Timer, which is a vintage style compressor. As you can see, I'm really compressing the heck out of it here, but it's just because when I'm recording live, it's just I want to hear it in the headphones. It's not going to stay on the track just to get me going, but invariably this will stay on most tracks. I just really love this compressor. To get a song up in the process with a collaborator, I've got to get a rough idea going. I don't care if it's perfect. This won't be perfect. This is acoustic guitar and vocal, and I'm going to use the same microphone. It's just a simple process on my desk. I'm cheating, but it's just, no one's going to hear this except you. And it's not going to end up in a record. It's for my collaborator to go, oh yeah, I like where we're going. But I still want it to sound as good as I can in this process. So by using the EQ and using this compressor, I'm going to play to this drum beat as well. So here we go. Just play a quick record and sing these lyrics. I had to replace my old fuzzy dice with a rainbow sticker that looks kinda nice. I had to raise the height of the seat. Size don't matter when our eyes meet. With the magic of video, I recorded that whole vocal track, and so I have the song in complete form, the way that I've written the melody and the chords, so I can now send to my collaborator. But let's just have a quick listen to what the compression is doing on this, because as I listen to it, it's like, the drums and the vocal and the acoustic guitar together. For a quick demo, it doesn't sound too bad. So here's the compressor. I had to replace my old fuzzy dice with a rainbow sticker that looks kind of nice. I tend to normally aim for 3. That's about the most I want on this kind of vocal acoustic guitar thing. I had to replace my old fuzzy dice with a rainbow sticker See, I'm also doing a lot of makeup gain here because I didn't record it that loud. I didn't push it too hard in the preamps. Again, when you're wearing a lot of hats, you know, I've got to be the producer, I've got to be the songwriter, the guitar player, and the engineer. That's why the template comes in handy. It's too many things to think about. And I don't want to worry too much about making the perfect compression or the perfect EQ. I just want to make sure it works. And it works, you know, like that whole adage, don't touch it, you know. So it's simple. You know, this compression, we can go on another time about how great this compressor is. It is great. On the EQ, I was sort of hearing, you know, like in there sometimes, because again, the quickness of recording the guitar and the vocal together, maybe the microphone was a little bit too close to the hole in the guitar. So the lower mids are pretty strong. You know, I'm being fussy, but that's where I might do it. I also might just bump that around that 1K area a little bit. Push it out more. I had to replace my old fuzzy dice with a rainbow steer, girl that looks kinda nice. Okay, that's working. And it's again working for the purpose it is, to send it off to the collaborator to keep the process going. So we're not making a record at this moment, but we are thinking always in terms of, like, you know, some integrity to the sound, so I can send it off and the other person can go, oh, that sounds kind of cool. I want him to say this sounds cool, even if it's just the drums and acoustic guitar and vocal. So part of my process of my template is, you can see I've got a send here on this rough guitar and vocal sound to my go-to reverb. Now I use this as a PSP Easy Verb. Boy, this is a great reverb, and it's very low CPU. I can have lots of them in a whole song, and it's not killing me. Also, it gives me some great little options here. I love that it's got filters in there. I love the algorithms, moving different rooms, chamber, club, hall, plate, ambience, back to room again, and also has some really good settings in here. Check out this empty chamber. I had to replace my old fuzzy dice with a rainbow steer, girl that looks kinda nice. That's pretty big. It's way too big for this. I just like the basic room. I use it. Where is it? I use it most of all. Let's just see how much. I had to replace my old fuzzy dice with a rain. Now, one of the reasons why I want the room sound when I'm doing a demo like this, especially for a singer-songwriter, I want to create the kind of vibe that we, the whole band, in the same room together, like the good old days. The good old days when the whole band would play together in the same room, acoustic guitar, electric guitar, piano, bass, drums, and so forth. And so to help me do that, I place a room reverb in this setting. So now I put it on the drums as well. Let's put it in the drums. That's a great idea. Let's do that. Let's go to bus 1, room. Let's solo the drums. Again, this is a drum machine, so, you know, it's not too bad for a drum machine, but it needs a little help. Yeah, now we're in the same room together, so we take the solo off. I had to replace my old fuzzy dice with a rainbow steer, girl that looks kinda nice. I had to raise the height of the seat. It doesn't sound too bad. I actually probably should have put a bass part down and just groove along, because it's actually kind of, for a demo, I'm actually kind of liking this. And the sad part is, because it's not finished, new lyrics will hit me tonight or tomorrow, and I have to record it again. And I'll do this process again, first time around, back to the other writer. So then we go, yep, we've got the form right, you know, the chords are right, the keys right, the tempo's right. It's 125, not 225, like I said before. And then I'll get the arrangement, and then I'll start putting the real tracks down. Okay, so this is again on the songwriting aspect. This is a work in progress. Okay. As I send this back, the lyricist sends me the lyrics, and I write a melody and chords based on the concept of the song. And the only thing he gave me information was like, I want it to sound a bit like a Tom Petty song. Okay, so, I'm not trying to copy, but I'm trying to emulate the Tom Petty sound. So this will have 2 acoustic guitars, 2 electric guitars, maybe a B3, maybe a piano, bass and drums, simple vocals. So I sent it back to him so he can then rethink the lyrics, because in this song, my notes to him yesterday were, the verses are good, the chorus needs work, I think you should double the chorus out, etc., etc. He writes back after hearing this, he goes, oh yeah, that's right, it's helped me so much to hear it in this context. So he plays this over and over and over, and he rewrites the lyrics. Okay, that's that. Another thing I did when I set up my template is that in my final stage, my stereo out bus, I want a limiter on there. And I love this PSP Xenon limiter. If I was to master this track, this limiter would be the last element of the mastering chain. And so when I'm setting up a template, I'm not setting it up to dish, just a temporary plugins. I'm trying to put things in that I actually more than likely will keep. As things go, EQs, you might change an EQ, you might change a compression, depending on the mix. Of course, that's going to happen. But I know that this is going to be the end of my chain, so I might as well put it in now. And I just want a limiter just to control, some peaks. I had to look twice and even stare. It's not doing much. This does come with some really great presets. More than likely, I'll end up with something like this preset if I'm mastering something to send out to a publisher or a TV show to pitch the song or something, or I just it might end up on a record. I start with this and I start messing with it. This is maybe a little bit louder. Might push it maybe like this. I had to look twice and even stare. It's not doing too much. One of the great things about some of these is having oversampling. I don't really care about oversampling right now when I'm doing the recording demoing. That's just a CPU killer. But it is something really, really important at the end, and a lot of limiters don't have this, and you really do need oversampling just to remove any aliasing, any issues you're going to have. But we won't do that right now. Take it off, and of course, another thing about the loudness war is, okay, so I turn it up, because if I send it to if they had bass and drums, acoustic guitars, electric guitars, had a bit more meat on it. If I'd send it off to especially a label, they like things loud, so I had to look twice. Because we all know that when it's louder, it sounds better, right? Okay, so that's that. Turn the limiter off. Let's go back quickly through the things. So I would encourage you, if you're a songwriter and you're getting ready to pitch songs, that you actually set your own template up that suits your recording process, whatever that is. I've got a bunch of different templates, but in my singer-songwriter template, this is what I got, this is what I'm going to play, and this is what it works for me. And it really speeds up my process. And how you get a template often is when you get one song right. When you're working on a song, you go, oh, everything I did was right. I got all my plugins right. I love this order of plugins. I love this order of tracks. Then you just go up into your DAW and you go to File and you save as a template. And then you call it New Rock Temp. And you save it. And there it is tomorrow when you're going to record a song again. There it is to do. So anyway, I hope that works for you. I hope that helps your songwriting process for getting things demoed up and ready. And I really encourage you, if nothing else, you go and get this plugin. Really, really great compressor. Anyway, cheers. Thanks for having me, and we'll talk again soon. Ciao.